in the fast lane.
Ooh, you like life in the fast lane.
I just like the song.
Yeah, no, it's kind of what the Patriots should be doing.
Not the lifestyle.
Kind of what the Patriots should be doing, Tom, with Drake Maye, right?
No, fella. I wrote that story. That's funny you say that. I just wrote 1,600 words on
what synergy?
The reasons why. And I eventually got around to the 3 main reasons why you ought not do that. The first is he's not better than the guy ahead of him. The second is command of the entire offense. And the third is the players and coach around him at this juncture. So those are the 3 main reasons. 1,600 words. You can read all the more elaborate reasons.
Okay, so what jumps out to me, and I'm sure jumps out to my co-host, is that, and I read your column, that Brissett is right now better than Drake Maye. Let me just tee you up here. How is he better, and why is that not a, oh my God, when you have the number 3 overall pick as your rookie quarterback?
Because the main thing about quarterback is it's the main thing about any professional sport. It's not whether or not you can perform the activity. It's how well you know when to perform the activity. Like, what's the athletic difference between, like, Marcus Banks and, Drew Holiday? Probably not a lot. I'm throwing in Marcus Banks, your old number 11.
I like the Marcus Banks reference, yeah.
Okay. Should have been a point guard, would have been a point guard, could have been a point guard. Probably built more like Isaiah Thomas than Drew Holiday. But why wasn't he anybody that anyone will remember? Because he didn't know how to play the game the right way. Why is Mitch Trubisky, a backup someplace, and Drake Maye has an opportunity? It's just how to play the game, and that's where Jacoby Brissett has the advantage. What did Jacoby Brissett look like when he went to Indianapolis and they made him the starter? He looked like a tackling dummy. He took more sacks than anybody else in the NFL, but he's improved now to the point where Drake Maye is not. So those are the places that he is better than Drake Maye, and they're the most critical places.
In terms of the communication going on between the coaches here, Tommy, we heard Gerard Mayo say there's no starters yet. We don't really have a depth chart. And then we heard Alex Van Pelt say, actually, Jacoby Brissett's the starter. I guess the question is, are they sort of on the same page in terms of all of these things? And is it sort of like how it was with Belichick when he had McDaniels around and sort of just left the offense to its own devices?
I think everybody understands what the top guy at each position is right now, right? I mean, he might not want to say Christian Barmore is our starting defensive tackle, but he's the starting defensive tackle. Jacoby Brissett's not making $8 million and having played the amount that he has and been brought in to take every first rep. And if you don't say he's the starter, it doesn't mean he's not the starter. So maybe the messaging is different. I do believe, though, I concur with you on the second portion, and Mayo has stated it himself, he is learning the intricacies of coaching offense and exactly how they do their jobs. And I find it interesting. I think some people have recoiled at the idea that Gerard Mayo said, I'm observing, I'm a CEO, I'm overseeing things. I think that's what every good head coach needs to do, because you hire managers in different departments, and then you hire a main supervisor, which an offensive coordinator is. You get your wide receiver department, your running back department, and then you have your main offensive coordinator who oversees all of it. And you watch how he's doing his job. And then you say, when the team scores 11 points, all right, what was your process here? What went wrong? What do we need to do differently? That's what I think a head coach needs to do, not be the part-time offensive line coach, for instance, as we've seen the last couple of years.
Talking to Tommy Curran, NBC Sports Boston. You can check out his latest right there on fast-tracking Drake Maye. He gave you the streamlined version, full version up there. Tom, what do you expect out of 6-12 night? We're going to be at Bar Louie on Wednesday. We're going to be there, boots on the ground. What should we expect when we're there?
It's going to be one of those nights. Depends on what you like. If you like that kind of thing, it's going to be the kind of night for you. If you recoil at the glitz, the glamour, the glad-handing, the selfies, the Instagram opportunities, and say, what are we doing? We've done this already. Then you're going to recoil. So I think you're going to have a lot of celebrities. I think Jay-Z is numbered among the people who are going to be there. It seems like it's going to be more of a concert kind of celebration, but I haven't done a deep dive on it.
Tom, Mego's jaw just dropped. Mego just got more excited.
I love Jay-Z. So, wait, Tom.
It's going to be a Jay-Z concert, basically.
Okay, I'm excited for a Jay-Z concert. Is he going to perform Tom's intro music like?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a great question.
Oh.
Beast of Burden?
Life in the fast lane, maybe.
Lion Eyes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I once asked him, I said, what's on your iPod? He said, everything from Frank to 50. Or 50, I don't know what he said. But, yeah, I think it's going to be kind of that kind of celebratory type of thing. Probably a lot of fireworks.
Back to sounds like you're looking forward to it. Back to Drake Maye. We've talked a lot and heard a lot about his footwork leading up to OTAs. I know it's still very early in the off-season program, but when you've been watching him over the last couple weeks in the portions that you've been able to see, what do you see now? It sounds like he's made some progress with that footwork. What do you see as the major blemish from him, again, very early in this, at this point where you go, he's not ready?
It's noticeably different. Mego, you're right. You can see there's less deliberateness. I didn't see hitches. I saw a mechanicalness to him in the first couple of practices, and that's something Alex Van Pelt said. Yeah, it's going to be mechanical until it's muscle memory. I wouldn't say that's gone away because it seems like it's very involved depending upon run, pass, where your feet are going to go, how the stride length is, how many you take, direction, all that. But it's improved. So kudos to him for that. The ball comes out more smoothly. I think the place that you're going to see his brain pour out his ears will be in minicamp, in training camp, especially minicamp and training camp. Just not seeing what was about to happen before it happens.
Is this defense good? Oh, sorry, Tommy. I thought you were done.
No. I'm sorry. That's something that didn't happen with Mac Jones. He just saw it. It happened a ton with guys like Jarrett Stidham, who was a pretty talented college quarterback, not a dummy. But it just didn't happen with Jones, and I think people are going to get a lot of those messages from us at training camp and go, wait a minute, he had 4 picks and 7 throws? Yeah, that's what happens.
Well, another way you could sort of look at grading this on the curve, it's a new offense, obviously, with a new quarterback and new coordinators, but also, is the defense good enough, Tommy, that you have to grade it on that curve, too?
You're almost going to ask those guys to cut the crap and go half speed. Like, if you guys have ever had the opportunity to coach or be coached and you had to tell one side of the ball, will you please let them complete the pass so we can finish the rep? Please. It's almost at that point because we were watching and it should be difficult in red zone 11 on 11 in April. No, you're not going to run the ball. There's no threat of the run, but nobody was open. And Barmore is just moving people around like shopping carts, and it's like they're not even getting the plays off. I mean, they're getting them off, but it would have been sack after sack after sack if they were allowed to bring people down.
Before we let you go, Tommy, you asked us last week when we were on, when you were on with us, rather, which duo we would take. Did you answer the question? Refresh my memory. Did you answer the question on who you'd take, Luka and Kyrie or Tatum and Jalen?
I did not answer.
Who would you take?
And I'm not gonna.
Why? Why not?
I don't know. Because, all right, I would probably take Tatum and Brown. I would take the Celtics roster, though, and I think that Kyrie and Luka are both more important to their teams in this series than Tatum and Brown. The reason is the Celtics are a deeper team. You can get, and you most likely will get, a few sub-20 point per game nights out of Jaylen Brown. It's just a totally different defense he's going against, and it's not going to be the layup line it was against Indiana. But the Celtics can still win because Hauser goes off or White goes off or something like that happens. And I just don't know if the Mavericks have the same artillery.
We've been waiting for a minute for Hauser to show up, though.
Yeah, he's due. The due factor is what that is.
He is due. No doubt. But it's very interesting because there is people who haven't watched the Mavericks are going to be really surprised at how devastating they can be when Kyrie and Luka Doncic aren't scoring, but just getting in the lane and throwing up lob after lob after lob to Lively and Gafford, and how good those two guys are defending at the rim, which is why I think Jaylen Brown is going to have a different series than he did against Indiana. He's just going to have way more company when he gets into the paint.
Okay, he's Tommy Curran. Check out all his latest NBC Sports Boston